On today's video, we'll be talking about how to appeal for visa refusal or denial. First of all, what is an appeal? An appeal is a formal request to a higher authority to review and potentially change a decision that was made by a lower authority. It involves asking for a second look or reconsideration. To appeal a visa refusal, first, we need to review your refusal letter to understand the reasons for denial and also check if an appeal is possible and within what time frame. You understand? Then prepare a formal appeal letter or application clearly stating why the decision was incorrect and providing any new supporting evidence. Follow the specific submission instructions on the embassy's or consular's official website, as procedures vary by country and can involve online portals, mail, or email. Now, I need to explain something to you. Let's take, for instance, if you apply for a Canadian visa and you are denied, right? Most of their responses are generic. Let's say they will just tell you, oh, we don't believe that you're going to go back to your home country after your visit to Canada, or they'll just tell you that they perceive that your financial situation is insufficient. Most of those responses are generic. So now, if you are denied a Canada visa, for example, there are other visas, Schengen, US visa, and all of that, but I'm just making an example with a Canada visa. If you apply for a Canada visa, for example, and you were denied, there's something called GCMS note. You need to apply for that GCMS note to understand the actual reason. Forget about those generic responses that they give you in your refusal or denial letter. Understand the actual reasons. In that GCMS note, they will note down the details to why you are denied. Maybe, there is no travel insurance. You're supposed to add a travel insurance to your application. We didn't find it there. No police character report to certify that you're not a criminal in your country, or no insufficient form. Maybe they told you to upload a 6-month statement of account and you uploaded a 4-month statement of account. This is the place where they will detail the actual reasons bit by bit, well detailed, why you are denied. And when you look at that GCMS note after your denial, you look at what they tell you, you read through what they tell you, and then you can understand if you will actually need to appeal, right? Then if you feel like you need to appeal after going through your GCMS notes, then you can arrange new evidences or new supporting documents to back up your appeal. Write a letter. I'll also give you a format on how to write a letter if you want to make an appeal, and also um, you know, after writing that letter, you add up your new evidences or new supporting documents to your letter and then submit it formally. Do you get? So these are some of the steps on how to appeal for visa refusal or denial. Do you understand? One of these steps includes number one, to understand your refusal. I've already mentioned it, I've said something about that. Review the refusal notice, carefully read the visa refusal letter to identify the specific reasons for the denial and understand any conditions or deadlines for appealing. By the way, my name is Berry Umez, your favorite travel consultant. If this video is what you would love to watch, do well to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Also share to your friends as you're watching. So number two, determine if an appeal is an option, because not all visa refusal or visa denial requires an appeal. You also need to go through the reason for your denial and then determine if you really need to appeal. Number three, prepare for your appeal. Write an appeal letter. If required, draft a letter that clearly states your wish to appeal the decision. Include essential information such as your full name, your contact details, and visa application transaction number. Just like in Canadian visa, there's something called UCI. That's your unique client identifier, because in situations when it comes to situations like this, especially when it involves public information, two or more people can be bearing exactly the same name. So the reason for that unique client identifier is to be able to dictate which client from which client. Do you understand? So that UCI, when you're applying for a Canadian visa, you have a UCI that specifically will be used to identify your particular application, and that is what you use. Like say, let's say if you're denied and you want to appeal, you also attach your UCI. Just anything at all involving your application, you'd always have to attach your UCI to be able to identify who owns that application or who owns that appeal. Do you get? So number four is address the reasons for refusal. In your letter, directly address each reason for the visa denial given in the refusal letter. Number five, provide new information. Let's say, what are they? Okay, let's say, um, in your previous application you mentioned that you are married, and then you ended up not attaching any evidence to prove that you are actually married, like your marriage certificate. So when you're appealing, when you're writing your letter of appeal, most of the new evidences that you need to attach, or the documents that you need to attach, is your marriage certificate to prove that you are married. Make sure you attach it to your appeal letter. These are part of the new evidences. Or let me say they told you that your financial situation is insufficient, then you need to, like, as you are appealing, maybe the previous statement you were supposed to upload a 6 month statement of account, and you uploaded 4 months. So when you are appealing, you make sure to submit a complete 6 month statement of accounts a new as a new evidence and as a supporting document to back up your appeal. Number six, state your intent. Clearly explain your travel intentions, any strong ties to your home country, demonstrating why you are a genuine applicant. Most times when you are denied an application, they will tell you that, oh, you do not have any strong ties to your home country, and they feel like you're not going to come back if they give you this visa. So that is why they are denying you. If you have any strong ties in your home country, you have parents, you have businesses in your home country, you have landed documents, you have a company in your home country. These are the new evidences that you need to apply. These are the backup um, um, documents that you need to submit to back up your appeal. Provide strong evidences when you are appealing. You can, if you have landed properties, a house, a land, whatever, your company, your tax identification number to show that you're paying tax in your home country, like all these strong evidences to prove ties to your home country. If you're married, marriage certificate, you have parents in Nigeria, and they have their businesses as well. You cannot just, and you have a company that you're running in Nigeria, or a business that you're running in Nigeria, and you cannot just abandon it to, elope or disappear or run away or go to their country and just start staying there. So these are the strong ties you also need to submit to prove that you have. These are the documents you also need to submit to prove that you have strong ties in your home country, and you have no intention of just coming there and running away. These are the things you need to add to your backup, to your appeal letter to back up your documents. Okay. Then number seven, follow submission instructions. Check the official website of the embassy or consulate for their specific appeal processes. So number eight, submit through designated channel. Like appeals are often submitted online via email. They are most, um, it varies from country to country, right? Like if it's a Schengen visa, they have, their designated channels for appeals. It could be an email where you need to send your letter to, and all your supporting documents and new evidences to. They can now review it and give you a feedback. 80% of the time, if your visa is denied and you appeal with strong evidences and new supporting documents, there's every likelihood that you will get that visa, that visa will be approved, because they'd have to review, go through your appeal, and kind of explain to them, talk to them. You get explain, okay, this is why this was like this in the previous application, and this is how it actually is in this particular appeal. Explain to them, add your supporting documents. You get to prove that you know what you are doing, and those documents or uh, you are submitting are genuine. Do you get? These are all the things that would help your appeal. Then number nine, actually meet the deadline. Ensure your appeal is submitted within the time frame specified in the refusal letter. So Most countries, when your visa is denied, you have 4 weeks. You have just 4 weeks to appeal. And after that 4 weeks, you do not appeal for that visa to be reviewed, for that visa denial to be reviewed, then it's gone. You have to start a fresh application again. Do you get? So there is always a specific time frame. It varies from country to country though, but there is always a specific time frame for visa denial appeal. You get? And once that time frame elapses, you cannot appeal anymore. You'd have to go start a fresh application. Number four, wait for your decision. After submitting your appeal, the relevant authorities, such as an immigration tribunal, will review your case and issue a decision. If your appeal was sent through an email, your um, your feedback or response will also be sent through the same email channel. But there are some appeals that requires an in-person hearing. Let's say you're applying for maybe a PR for Canada and all of that. Those some of those kind of complex appeals it requires like an in-person hearing. For some complex appeals, you may be required to attend a hearing to present your case in person and prove your point. Do you get? And then they would, review and give you a response. Number 12, illegal advice. Consider getting an advice. I'm not an immigration lawyer, okay? So consider getting an advice from an immigration lawyer, depending on how complicated your application is. Do you get? If it's just a temporary, like a temporary visa, you do not really need an immigration lawyer because it's always just very straightforward. So, but there are some complex cases that you'd actually need advices from an immigration lawyer who would guide you, who would hold your hand and tell you exactly how to go from there. Do you get? Consider getting advice from an immigration lawyer or expert to help you understand the process and prepare for your appeal, especially for complex cases. I remain your favorite travel consultant, Berry Umez. I'll also attach the template for writing this appeal on my screen. You can screenshot and add all your details depending on the kind of application and depending on the country that you applied for. It depends, like I said before, it varies from country to country. So it depends on the country that you applied for. So you can just copy the template, add all the details that you need to add, your name and all your personal details. Then you can be able to go ahead with your appeal, and I wish you the best of luck. Bye.